Sami Zayn reacts to Kevin Owens Package Piledriver on Cody Rhodes, WWE. Sami Zayn was left stunned by Kevin Owens Package Piledriver. In a recent appearance on the Battleground podcast, Sami Zayn stated that it was surreal to witness Kevin Owens execute a package piledriver on WWE television. Owens attacked Cody Rhodes after the main event of Saturday night's main event and landed the infamous package piledriver on the Undisputed Champion. After the assault, the Prizefighter took the iconic Winged Eagle title with him. The belt was being temporarily used by Cody for one night only, on loan from WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H. During the conversation, Sami was asked about the main event of SNME. Zayn, who previously fell victim to Owens' devastating move during their early days, opened up about the experience on a recent episode of the Battleground podcast. Pretty crazy to see the package piledriver on WWE TV, first and foremost. I feel like I used to take that move a lot. My neck is not so good nowadays, and it's probably better that I haven't taken that move in a long time. It was almost like seeing a ghost. You know what? It was very strange, like a memoir of a past life. For me, personally, just seeing that was kind of a bit of a surreal moment. Zayn revealed that he has been on the receiving end of the move multiple times in the past, and witnessing it on WWE television was like seeing a ghost. The whole thing was a little surreal, if we really stop and think about it, considering we started together some 20 years ago in little church basements and community centers in Quebec, to all of a sudden see him standing at Saturday night's main event holding the Winged Eagle title over the champion. That's kind of surreal when you really stop and think about it, which sometimes, I'll be honest, we don't always get to stop and get that perspective of how crazy it is that we're here, where we're at in our journey. I think sometimes, I'm sure he would say the same about me, but seeing it with Kevin sometimes opens my eyes more than when I'm doing it myself. Because you're on your own little path, and you're on the hamster wheel, and you're focused on what you're doing. But if you're lucky enough to have someone who's been with you on the ride from the jump, like I have Kevin, or he's got me, it's like this constant reminder, like, man, I remember that guy when he was here. Now he's doing this. It is wild. It's a crazy story. Sami also reflected on the surreal nature of his journey with Owens, which started from their early days wrestling in small venues in a little church basement and community centers in Quebec, to Owens holding the Winged Eagle title on Saturday night's main event. Sami Zayn faced Drew McIntyre at Saturday night's main event. Zayn, along with the Usos, is currently involved in a feud with Drew McIntyre, who made his return earlier this month and targeted Jey Uso and Zayn. McIntyre made it clear after the attack that he will not rest until he takes out every member of the OG bloodline. The attack culminated in a clash between Zayn and McIntyre at Saturday night's main event. The grudge match started the event on December 15th at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. McIntyre picked up the win in the clash and followed it up with another win against Zayn on the December 16th episode of Monday Night Raw. Zayn has been unable to beat McIntyre as he is 10-0-1 in 11 of their encounters. Almost like seeing Ghost, Sami Zayn reacts to Kevin Owens using piledriver on Cody Rhodes during WWE's Saturday night's main event. Zayn described watching Owens land piledriver on Cody as a frightening experience. In a recent appearance on the Battleground podcast, Sami Zayn shared his thoughts on the surreal moment of seeing his longtime friend and rival, Kevin Owens, execute a package piledriver on WWE television. This move, which Owens used on Cody Rhodes after the main event of Saturday night's main event, caught Sami's attention for its emotional significance. Zayn, who had been on the receiving end of this brutal maneuver during his early days in the wrestling business, described watching Owens land it on Cody as a frightening experience. He said, "It was almost like seeing a ghost," Sami said, reflecting on how strange it was to witness such a move again, especially given the toll it had taken on his body. His neck, in particular, isn't what it used to be, so he admitted it was probably for the best that he hasn't had to take a package piledriver in a long time. Sami also talked about the broader perspective of his journey with Kevin Owens, which began 2 decades ago in small, humble venues in Quebec. He marveled at how far both of them had come, from wrestling in church basements and community centers to Owens standing tall on Saturday night's main event, holding the iconic Winged Eagle title. It was a reminder of their shared history and the long road they've traveled together in the business. Zayn is currently embroiled in a feud with Drew McIntyre. The rivalry heated up when McIntyre made his return to WWE, targeting both Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. After attacking Zayn at Saturday night's main event, McIntyre continued his assault, defeating Sami in a match which took place during a recent episode of Monday Night Raw. WWE's Sami Zayn compares this Kevin Owens development to seeing a ghost. When Kevin Owens took Cody Rhodes the heck out with Package Piledriver at the end of Saturday night's main event, it was a blast from the past for longtime followers of KO, taking them back to a simpler time when he was known as Kevin Steen and ran the show for years as a member of promotions like Ring of Honor and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. One such longtime fan who felt downright shocked by Owens' new heelish attitude is Sami Zayn, his longtime friend, occasional tag team partner, and the man he shared the ring with most in the business. Discussing the return of the Package Piledriver, which has been banned in WWE for some time now, in an appearance on the Battleground podcast, Zayn noted that the move's return felt like seeing a ghost, one that his neck still has nightmares about all these years later. I mean, pretty crazy to see the Package Piledriver on WWE TV, first and foremost. I feel like I used to take that move a lot, Zayn said via Fightful. My neck is not so good nowadays, and it's probably better that I haven't taken that move in a long time. It was almost like seeing a ghost. You know what? I mean, it was very strange, like a memoir of a past life. For me, personally, just seeing that was kind of a bit of a surreal moment. Turning his attention to the match as a whole, Zayn noted that it was surreal to watch back Saturday night's main event, especially considering where he and Owens got their start all of those years ago back in Quebec community center basements. The whole thing was a little surreal if we really stop and think about it, considering we started together some 20 years ago in little church basements and community centers in Quebec, to all of a sudden see him standing at Saturday night's main event holding the Winged Eagle title over the champion. I mean, that's kind of surreal when you really stop and think about it, which sometimes I'll be honest, we don't always get to stop and get that perspective of how crazy it is of that we're here, where we're at in our journey, said Zayn.